Hello everyone, how are you guys doing today? So, I want to expose and bring to light this very preposterous YouTuber who calls himself Angel Snup Snup 7 or Talik Inbrad. And he has several YouTube channels. One of them is called Reality's Temple on Earth. And the other one is called Operation Exodus Mississippi. And recently, he made a very, very, very outrageous, preposterous video saying that Black history started with slavery. Black history didn't start with anything but slavery. And this is not the only video he has made trying to bash black people, real black history. He's made several other videos where he's even tried to debunk that slavery ever happened. And he has this goal and agenda to get black people to reject their African ancestry and be happy with themselves living in America and conform to the crackers world. Okay, now he talks about white supremacy and racism in his videos. He pretends and acts like he's against the cracker, but in reality, he's an agent who is brought forth to cause division and strife among black people worldwide. Okay? All the stuff that Angel Snup Snup 7 says in his videos, he cannot provide any real evidence. All he does is record himself on his phone without doing screen shares and providing any evidence whatsoever about the stuff he's saying. Okay? There are other bright YouTubers who know exactly what they're talking about and can provide a lot of evidence and factual information about the stuff they're saying to prove that the stuff they're saying is true. But all the stuff the Angel Snup Snup 7 says in his videos, he cannot provide any evidence whatsoever. All he does is talk all this nonsense. And like I said, try to get black people to hate on themselves, hate on their roots, and hate on their glorious history. Black history did not begin with slavery. Okay, Angel Snup Snup 7? Black history is far greater and advanced than you think it is. Okay? I'm sure you know. I'm sure you've already been told that the ancient Egyptians were black. Okay? The ancient Egyptians were the creators and founders of science, astronomy, and mathematics, and many other stuff. Okay? They even there are ancient stone wall depictions of them where they have created this very advanced light bulb that was supposedly more advanced than the light bulbs we have today. But sadly, when ancient Egypt fell, so did all of their other glorious inventions. You have the Olmec civilization. Okay? You have many civilizations all over the world. Black civilizations all over the world who were the creators and founders of humanity, human civilization. And as I've been saying in my previous videos, human civilization wouldn't be without the contribution of black people, okay? I've said in my previous videos that The original Asians were black people. The original Asians were African, okay? It was ancient Africans who introduced to the Mongoloids martial arts, Buddhism, Spiritism, and all these other aspects of what people think is Asian culture when it is not Asian culture. It's actually rooted from ancient Egyptian culture and spirituality, okay? But you see, black people like Angel Snub 7 have really serious self-hate issues. That's why they act and do the stuff that they do, okay? And it's not just Angel Snub 7 who is also trying to cause division and strife among black people worldwide. You also have another YouTuber named Alquan, okay? Who is trying to push this Aboriginal American agenda. He's trying to push this belief and ideology that black people didn't come from Africa and that they are the original Native Americans, okay? Now, I do agree that the first Native Americans were black people because black people were all over the world. But this agenda he's trying to push, he's trying to push this ideology and agenda that that modern day Native Americans that the modern day Native Americans were black, and he's trying to get black people here in America to believe that they are the Aboriginal Indians when they are not, okay? And with all the genocides and atrocities that have happened against the modern day Native Americans, it's very extremely wrong and immoral to be erasing their history and for black people to claim that they are the Aboriginal Indians, okay? You see, Alquan and all these other people who are trying to push this Aboriginal Indian agenda are putting out fake images of black Native Americans that show very weak, little to no evidence at all that black Americans, okay, enslaved black Americans are descendants of the Aboriginal Indians, okay? Black Americans today are the result of chattel slavery when their ancestors were taken from West Africa, okay, through the Atlantic Ocean, okay? You see, Alquan is trying to put out all these weak evidence and false information when there have been already millions of accounts that the transatlantic slave trade did happen, and it started in West Africa when many different West African people were taken away from their lands and brought to the Americas as slaves, okay? You have millions of accounts from people like Oluda Equiano, okay? And I'm sorry if I pronounce his name wrong. And also the story of the Igbo landings when this group of Igbo people revolted against their captors, took control of the ship, and ultimately chose to commit suicide rather than submitting into bondage, okay? And it's just very disrespectful. It's extremely disrespectful for Negroes like Angel Snub 7 and Alquan to dismiss that the transatlantic slave trade ever happened, and to dismiss black people being descendants of enslaved Africans and trying to get them to hate on their roots and culture, okay? Now, Mr. Muhammad, if you're watching this video, you probably think I'm very foolish and full of shit for me to apologize to you for insulting and saying all these, calling Angel Snub 7 all these names on a previous video that I did about him. But seeing and watching all the rubbish and foolishness that he's spewing out, we really need to call out Angel Snub 7. We really need to call out people like Angel Snub 7. As you have told me when you messaged me about this video that he did. We have to call these Negroes out and hold them accountable. But the thing that I'm doing different in this video is I'm not calling him any names. I'm not calling him any more names like frog face, toad face. I'm pointing out his errors in a more positive, calm, mature way instead of calling him names. But I'm still calling Angel Snub 7 out for what he is. Okay? Being more respectful and lenient to him in this video, because from what I've heard, he's already having bowel problems and complications. He is a lot younger than Elder Rasan, but Elder Rasan is actually much more healthier than he is. He is already having these problems. So, I'm going to be a little respectful to Angel Snub 7, since he is, after all, much older than me and is an elder. But all the stuff that he's saying is really ridiculous and outrageous, and needs to be called out. Okay? We really need to call out people like Angel Snub 7 and Alquan. And looking back at the live stream that you did with Alquan, where you were calling him out on his Aboriginal Indian foolishness, like I said, I do agree with you that it is extremely disrespectful. Disrespectful to say that Black Americans are not descendants of enslaved Africans, and to say that the transatlantic slave trade never ever happened. And you also said in that video that if these Negroes come across the wrong person, they get punched. And that's what I hope happens. I hope that's what happens to these Negroes, so that they will realize all the stuff that they're saying. Okay? These people are not that very bright. They're not that very smart. They think they're smart, but they're not. All they're here to do is to cause strife and division among Black people worldwide. And like I said, we need to keep calling them out. We cannot let this slide. We cannot turn a blind eye on this. Okay? It's very indeed, as I have said several times already in this video, I know that I'm a very repetitive and redundant person, but as I've said before, sometimes we have to talk to people like they're dumb because they're not acting smart. It's indeed very disrespectful and slanderous to those Africans who have perished along the transatlantic slave trade, all the diseases, sacrifice that they've gone through. And you have Negroes like Angel Snub 7 and Alquan trying to spew out all this nonsense that they have no evidence for. This is very ridiculous and very unacceptable. These are the kinds of Negroes that need to be ostracized and outed by the Black community. so that the black community, black people worldwide, can continue healing themselves from generational curses, trauma, and all of the stuff that they've been through for more than 500 years. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to come over here and talk about this guy, Angel Snup Snup 7, and all the very, very, very foolish videos that he has made. Like I said, we need to keep calling people like Angel Snup Snup 7 out, so that future generations of black people will not be deceived and succumb to false teachings such as this. Alright? I will see you guys on the next video.